Elliot, very difficult to describe that game because on one hand, your attacking football was scintillating at times, but at the other end, at sixes and sevens defensively, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, obviously we made a few changes because we had to, because we were short. The lads have come in. But just you can't start a game like that in this league. Simple as that. Lads have travelled 2-3 hours to get here on a Tuesday night. There's no music, there's no atmosphere, it's really flat and you've got to lift yourself. I'm sure they probably did that on purpose to make it feel horrible. But the group of lads in there are more than capable. But yeah, like I said, they were really sharp. They come out like I said they would do. First goal was half decent from them. But then, yeah, obviously the second goal is a bit of a shocker. Miscommunication. I think Lewis has got to be more assertive, either call early or stay, because it's on Nico's head. And it's a great finish from the lad. So it's one of them where someone makes a bit of an error and then you get punished for it. But then we react really well. We obviously get a goal, 2-1, get back into the game. And it's quite an even game. And then, for me, another shocking goal. Just a long, direct ball over the top that's not dealt with. Lewis has sort of come, not sure whether to come or go, and the lads sort of scoop one over. Again, a great finish. And then you're 3-1 and you're scratching your head, just thinking these goals, it's sort of individual errors, as well as just sort of lack of awareness as well in around the box. Then we obviously get the goal back to 3-2. Come out second half. I think we've done really well second half. Get it back to 3-3. Bruno with a great strike, great goal. And for me, it looked like we were on top and going to go on and win the game. And then we get a rough decision against us, a really soft foul. But at the end of the day, we've got to defend our box. It's a good delivery, but it's a free header at the back post for 4-3 down. And these are the things I've said to the boys in there. My worry is the desire in our box to stop that ball going in our net. Like, I know the penalty at the end, we chucked everyone on. We were trying to get that goal. We were pushing. And then obviously right at the very death on the breakaway, sort of, again, it's a poor penalty to give away. But the scoreline then looks awful because obviously we conceded 5. For me, it's embarrassing that the amount of goals we're conceding away. So that's something I've got to look at, Jim's got to look at. And as a group, we need to sort out very quick.
It was a horrible mixture, wasn't it, of goals that you couldn't stop from source or individual mistakes. I just wanted to ask about your selection because you went with a fresh centre-half partnership. You've moved Tej and Thomas out of that defence and into midfield. Can you just talk us through your thinking behind that?
Yeah, we just don't have any other centre midfielders. Obviously, Hugh's not with us. Ty Ward's not with us. Joel's not with us. Jez still, we couldn't really risk. So all these lads that are missing. So Tijan's done great at centre-half, but he can also play in midfield. So he's the only sort of other fit centre midfielder that we have. So it's not ideal at all, but that's just the position we found ourselves in. Obviously, Nico and Dorsey. I actually thought defensively they did well, which is strange because we've conceded 5 goals. So yeah, it's just a real strange one because it's not like we've been cut open time and time again to concede 5 goals. It's just individual errors and lack of desire from a set piece that has cost us.
You touched on it there, the difference between your home performances and your away performances, and that obviously reflects in the results as well. Can you put your finger on why there is such a drop-off in levels when you come away from Hayden Road?
No, not at all. That's the worry. That's what I've said to them in there, because it's got to be a mentality thing, because I get you're travelling away from it, but it's on Saturdays as well. Look, Belper away, like I said, Belper away, Harbour away. It's a lot of goals conceded, but they can do that to anyone at their place. But here, they're a good side. They've got a new manager, so they've got a good bounce, and they're the same as us. We're probably looking at it going, they're in a false position because they're FA Cup run, and they're looking up the league rather than behind them. They've obviously had back-to-back wins now. But look, this league, we've seen it away from home. It is very tough. So that's for me and Jim, really, to go back to the drawing board, especially away from home. We've got a massive away game now, Saturday against Boldmere. So we need to, hopefully we've got a few bodies back for that one. And we need to prepare right and pick a team that is going to run through brick walls. And this is the hard thing, because I can't question the lads' work rate and desire in terms of general play, but it's just in both boxes. Like today we scored 3, but in our defensive box it's obviously worrying. So it's something I really need to look at.
Just on your 3 new players plus 1 returning, obviously Stephen Morley, Nico Jones, Kieran Dawes all announced today. You've also had Will Manners-Blair returning. He's not featured since that FA Cup game back in August. Are they short-term solutions? Do you expect them to be with you long-term? What's the situation?
So they're short-term dual regs. So Steph, because obviously Jeremy was struggling, he's done us a favour tonight. So that's more of a probably one game thing. But I thought he did well today. Some great delivery. Defensively was solid. And then Kieran and Nico are at least the next few games, and then we'll sort of reassess things there. And then Will just sort of wants to get back involved. So he has missed a lot of football. I think he was a little bit rusty today, but he still worked hard and did all right. So he'll join back in training and be part of the squad, and it just beefs our squad up a little bit. And over the next couple of weeks now, we've got more lads to choose from who are proper, I don't want to say proper players, but been there, done it players, rather than calling on sort of the youth team lads, who again have been fine for us. But I don't want to keep pulling them away from getting the much needed minutes at Bugbrook. So yeah, we've got to work hard this week. Like I said, a massive game on Saturday, and going forward, as always, we're doing well. But obviously the flip side is we're conceding way too many goals.
I was just about to ask, is that the million-dollar question? How would you sort out that defence and tighten up? Because going forward, you've scored 3 goals tonight, and to do that away from home in this league is not easy.
No, yeah. I'll go back to the start of the season where we were defensively quite solid, but we weren't really creating. Then we went for our good spell where we found the good mixture. And I just think the injuries we've had, and I know all teams have it, ours have been to real key players, and we've had to move things around, and it has really unsettled us. So we just need to take a breath, take a breather. We're still end of October. Yes, we're not in the position we want to be, but the league's so tight that you put a couple of wins together, we've seen teams shoot up the league. So there's no panic stations at all, but there's certainly a lot of work that we need to do defensively to make sure, first and foremost, if we keep a clean sheet, I feel we'll win the game. So we've got lads at the top end of the pitch who can make things happen out of nowhere. So it's my job to get the right personnel to do that, and those that are picked on Saturday need to show me that they deserve to be playing and give everything to stop that ball going in our net.
You're back in this neck of the woods on Saturday, just over the street actually, to Boldmere St Michael's. Just a twofold one on them. They've obviously had a difficult start as well. What are your sort of thoughts on them? And also, in terms of your squad, are you expecting anybody back for the trip to Boldmere?
Yeah, hopefully Joel will be back. We'll still be missing Ty and probably Hugh as well. So that's why obviously the reinforcements were needed. So yeah, look, it's going to be a tough game. They're going to be looking at it thinking, oh, we can get a result against Rushden away from home. They're not the same team as they are at home. And for me, and like I said to them lads, they need to have a good look at themselves. There's only so much as a management team you can do. It's the same group. I know we've had injuries and we've had to mix things about, but they need to, am I doing enough? Am I putting my body on the line in the box to stop that ball going in the net? It's all well and good doing everything you can to score them, but you still need to do everything you can to stop them going in. So yeah, a lot of food for thought. It's not like I said, it's not panic stations. We're still in a position where we can move up the league, and I'm confident in the group that we've got, especially with lads to come back as well. But obviously we need to do that sooner rather than later. There's no point me just saying I think we can. We need to make sure that we prepare right, because Boldmere are going to fancy it. They're going to fancy it. They're going to be right up for it. So we need to match that. And like I said, first and foremost, defend. And then we've got the lads who will put it in the net at the other end.
Well, thank you for your time. We'll see you on Saturday.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, Tyler, as a player, when you come out on the losing side of an 8-goal thriller, I can imagine it must be very difficult to describe, but can you just try your best to summarise it for us?
Yeah, no, it's very disappointing. I think if you go through it to score 3 goals away from home on a Tuesday night, you don't expect to lose. You minimum come away with a draw, but we've conceded 5 goals. And, if you look at the goals, it's too easy. We have to admit that it's not good enough. We've got fans coming out to support, and, we're making it very hard for ourselves. But yeah, it's hard.
Is it a case where, particularly on a game like this, the other side flying under their new manager. It gets end to end. It suits them more than yourselves at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, well, the boys, we know you're coming away on a Tuesday night. They've got a bit of a momentum, as you say, new gaffer. They got a win at the weekend. So we know we can't underestimate them. Start nice early, keep it tight, and, you know, we'll get our chances. And we've got enough talent at the front of the pitch to score. Like I say, we've scored 3 goals, but it's about the mentality and are we doing everything right? Are we defending right? Are we willing to put enough on the line? There's questions there that need to be answered, and at the minute you could possibly say no. So you know, it's not good enough, but yeah, we'll bounce back.
Just to quickly touch on one positive, your goal tonight. I know you set a very high bar for yourself. You get frustrated when you don't score. Just talk us through your finish.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't score a lot of headers, but you know, for my size, I'm a tall lad, so being in the box, great delivery in from Steph, and you know, I've flicked it on. So for a personal note, I'm happy to get another goal and keep the momentum going, and hopefully we can continue that and I can get another one on Saturday.
Did you almost feel a little bit shell-shocked after that first 10 minutes? You go 2-0 down after 9, and granted you show a great reaction after that, but you give yourselves a mountain to climb.
Yeah, like you say, it's a mountain to climb, you know, but 2 easy goals, but we then climbed the mountain. We scored back again, then we conceded another sloppy goal, but then I think we got it back to 3-3, and you're probably thinking there's only one team that's, you know, in the ascendancy, but it's another set piece. We're not marking men. It's simply way too easy, and like you say, we have to take that responsibility as a team, as a collective. Don't point fingers, but there needs to be words with each other, and we've got to be better defensively.
Is that the main frustration as a forward when you get it back to 3-3? Just collectively as a team, you couldn't push on and get that winning goal?
Yeah, definitely. Like you say, if anyone was going to win it, you probably thought it would have been us, but then a cheap free kick, and then, you know, at Harbour we've conceded set pieces, and then tonight you're thinking, right, keep it tight, it's 3-3, no silly goals, and then for a free man to head it in, it is really frustrating. Myself being at the top of the pitch, but you know, like I say, we're all a team, we're in it together. It's how we bounce back now. It's a huge game Saturday.
Yeah, on to Saturday, just around the corner from here actually, Boldmere, St Michael's, similar sort of setup, similar sort of surface, and I'm sure you'll just want to get out there and show a reaction as soon as you can.
Of course, like you say, it's all about reactions now. I'm not too sure what the league table looks like, but I think we're in similar positions, and you know, we have got games in hand, but we need to start putting the points on the board. It's all right having the games in hand, but we need to put the points on the board. So, like I say, it's a massive game, 6-pointer if you like. So we have to go there, and we have to be more tight than we was today, and we have to keep scoring them goals.
Well, thanks for your time. It's much appreciated.
Thank you.